Anna. Thank you so much for letting us speak. I mean, it's just so wonderful to have somewhere to voice what I'm thinking. I've been worried about it from day one. It just didn't make sense then, and I'm a gut instinct person, and it really didn't make sense to me. And I spoke to my brother about it, and he's from the safety of his doorstep, and he just doesn't believe it. You know, he believes the hype and he believes the fear. I have now. My mum and dad were they totally believed it, totally believed what they were being told. But now my mum is, I've got her to watch Dr. Vernon Coleman, and she's actually starting to think about things a bit more rationally. You know, for example, why have all the supermarket people not dropped dead? And, you know, if you've got to be tested for something that's such a killer, you know, it doesn't make sense. But I know it's wrong, and I know what they're trying to do to us. It's all about control. You know, I won't wear a mask, and I do not believe the hype, and I believe it's all about power and control. There's a small percentage of very, very wealthy people who want to control us. I mean, that's a massive buzz for them. What more can you do when you have all of this money? What's the pinnacle? You know, to control people, to play about with people's lives. And they're not going to get away with it because there's more of us than there are of them. And we've got to fight back. We have got to fight back. And there's platforms like this that just show that people are awake, but people are scared to speak up. You know, it's really hard. You have to tentatively talk to people and say to them, you have to sound them out. But the more and more people I'm talking to, they're saying the same thing as we are. You know, we don't believe it. Something bad is going to happen to us if we're not careful. It's everything they want. You know, they want to stop us using cash. We can't get a doctor's appointment. People are going to die because they can't get to the doctors. It's wrong. I'm trying to tell people. I'm trying to give people links to the different things. And this now is invaluable. And I will be getting my mum to look at this, and my brother, if I can. I'm ready. You know, I will fight, and I will go on rallies now. I've never done anything like that in my life. I'm 57. My name's Amanda, by the way. But I feel like we have to fight back. We've got to push back. There's a lot of good people out there, and I just think we need to bring them together now. We need a coherence now. That's what we need. We're pulling together, and there's more and more of us. So what's the next step for us? We've got to do something. You know, I will do anything, absolutely anything. The kids, the older people, they are not going to have their lives trashed by these people. And we've got to stay strong. Don't let them get to you. Just remember, there's a lot of us out there, and we can support each other. Start finding out who believes what you believe, and you know it will help keep you sane. And yeah, keep looking at these videos. It's all good stuff. And just thank you so much, everybody, for getting on board. It's brilliant, and thank you so much, Anna.
Hello, Anna, and hello anyone who's watching this. My name's Emma. I am 48 years old. Oh no, I'm not, I'm 49. And hurtling towards 50, and I'm in West Sussex. I am a yoga teacher. I have always, for about 20 years, been quite involved in checking out alternative media. So when all this kicked off, I didn't really believe it, to be honest, from the get-go. So for me, it's not a question of awakening as this has gone on. I kind of saw it play out to the extent it has now, and understood maybe, why certain things were being done. What do I want to say? I want to say there's a few things, really. I don't know if anyone's spoken about this on here. I haven't watched all of them. I've tried to watch a few. One of the things that is concerning for me is children, and the effect that all this has on the kids. The mask wearing, I think is just awful for the children to be able, for them to see adults in masks, not close to them, for not to be able to see their smiles, their expressions, for them obviously not to be able to touch one another, to hug one another, for teenagers not to be able to, and this isn't about the masks so much, but as, you know, growing up into puberty, what's this going to do if this continues? Everyone is going to be very suspicious of everyone else. What's going to happen to the natural urges as you reach puberty to, you know, get to know each other? And I think it's, yeah, going to be extremely, or could be extremely destructive. And the other thing that is really bothering me about the kids, so all this time homeschooling, you know, I know, well, I know in my situation that, you know, we've both been working and sort of taking it in turns to attempt homeschooling, and we haven't really done loads. But to be honest with you, my main objective has always been keep things, you know, pretty normal, don't make a big fuss, don't put any fear into them, just be ordinary. I've probably let them see my outrage a little bit at some things that are going on, but hopefully not too much. But with all the best will in the world, and I'm quite a strict mum actually when it comes to like tech stuff, I think what has happened, certainly in my experience, is that gaming and that sort of stuff has become more alluring to them because they have not been seeing their friends in the same way. They've not been interacting in the same way, although they do go out now and they are playing football now. It's beginning to, you know, they're beginning to do a bit more now, but it's almost like the escape of a game and the fact that there is less variation in the day has become more alluring. And of course, we know the nature of gaming is really addictive. I don't want to judge anyone, you know, do what you want to do, but it is a concern of mine. But we do have a choice to how we respond to this. Stay discerning, meditate, stretch, take walks in nature. Maybe we'll be all right. Anyway, that's my 2 penneth. Thank you.
Hi Anna, thank you for the opportunity. My name's Liz, I'm 26 from Birmingham and I live with my partner and my 2 children. I just had my 7-month-old sitting on my lap. She was smiling and giggling away, she does daily. And I just kept thinking about how these sinister sickos are trying to cover that. Now, if we all start wearing masks and conforming and we don't say no, our children are not going to learn how to communicate or smile. They're not going to learn how to share emotions. This is just the start, because if we let them get to that end game, humanity's gone. My only advice to people is just do not feel dictated to. Don't be scared of confrontation, just carry on, be peaceful, be kind. As long as you're sending out love and kindness, just keep walking, say no, stand up for your rights, keep your head up. Don't let people dictate to you, because that's what we're trying to avoid here. Just keep thinking about those little ones in your lives, keep thinking about those small children, just keep thinking about them, because this is what it's for. It's not about us now, this is about them. Just keep your head up. I hope that I can send some encouragement out to others that are questioning whether to put a video out there. It's really empowering. So if you're questioning whether to do it, you know, just go for it. Just speak with your heart, because what have you got to lose? Thank you to everyone else who's been uploading videos. It's really inspiring and really comforting at these scary times, but my gut's telling me that people are waking up and they don't stand a chance. So thanks again, Anna, and good luck with all the work.
Hello everyone, my name's Linda, I'm 63. I'm an additional learning support tutor at a further ed college in West Sussex. I live in Lancing. I've really been encouraged by all the other videos that have been made. I feel like I'm part of a community of people that understand what's going on, and that's really comforting, and I'm very grateful to Anna for hosting this channel for us all. So I'll just get into what I want to say here. First of all, just to say I am a Christ follower, I'm a Christian. I became a Christian in my early 20s. And obviously I read the Bible. I'm quite a keen student of Bible prophecy. And I've always known that there would be this one world government. And I've pondered that a lot and thought, well, how does that actually work? That you've probably heard about a mark, you know, the mark of the beast, and I've always known there's a truth in that, but thought, how is that going to roll out? How's it going to work? And lo and behold, back in March, we get this false flag, as it were, you know, this amazing coronavirus. Corona means crown, by the way, interestingly. It's sort of, this thing has held itself up with some great authority over everything else, but it's actually not the risk that we've been told it is. That's just thrown that in for good measure. But so when this rolled out, I kind of joined the dots and I thought, oh my goodness, yeah. If we're told this is such a risk, and the next thing will be vaccines, lo and behold, a few weeks later, people are already talking about, oh, vaccine, you know, this will save us and all the rest of it. So, in one sense, exciting and comforting as a person of faith to know that this was all written years ago. I'll read you the verse, actually. It's quite interesting for those that would like to check it out, in the book of Revelation, which is the last book in the Bible. The book of Revelation, chapter 13, verses 16 to 18. This is the contemporary English version. There's lots of versions. It says, all people were forced to put a mark on their right hand or forehead. Some translations say in their right hand, in their forehead, which is interesting in itself. If it's to be an injected nanochip or a quantum tattoo, we've been told, haven't we? A quantum dot tattoo is possibly how it'll happen. Whether they were powerful or weak, rich or poor, free or slaves, they all had to have this mark, or else they could not buy or sell anything. The mark stood for the name of the beast and for the number of its name. And as I understand it, the beast is like a beast system headed up by this one world leader, one world religion, one world everything, which is why there's been so much kicking off about Brexit and the election of President Trump and all of that, because that goes completely against this global agenda. So I won't go over all the things that other people have already said, but we've all joined the dots between the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, you know, Gavi, the World Economic Forum, the UN, the Agenda 21, the meetings that happened just weeks before this all broke, in which, you know, the scenarios were played out. There, I've seen videos where they said we've got to control the narrative, and they've certainly done that. So just to explain a few things about how this has panned out in my own life. My husband had to go into hospital for an infected arm, sort of in his hand and his arm. It was quite sort of serious at the time, but it happened right in the middle of the lockdown. So, interestingly, when we took him up to A&E, there were 3 people in A&E. Most of the time he was admitted. There was very few people on this ward. At one time he was the only one for several days. 3 people, 3 guys at a time. I was able to take something up to the ward door for him, and I filmed in the hospital because I was shocked. I could not see a soul around. This was in May. And corridors full of empty beds, like the beds had been moved into the corridors. Nothing, maybe in preparation for this influx of, COVID patients. There's been a lot of censoring. We set up a Facebook group when this first kicked off, and a WhatsApp group to support people on the estate that we live. And that was my response, saying I'm going to do something positive in all this, and it was. We did shopping for people. People helped each other out. We facilitated that, and that was great. But when it came to like VE Day, I was going to do we were going to put some food out and have a sort of little celebration, not a gathering as such, but people policed us on that group. Oh, you can't possibly do that. I offered someone a lift to, or I would have done, I was working, but I said if I wasn't, I'd offer this person a lift to their hospital appointment. I was immediately censored by someone in the group saying, you cannot possibly give someone a lift, it's not safe. And I thought, this is crazy because, the responders, the NHS responders, of whom my husband is one, would be taking people in their cars. So crazy again. How do I get around the mask thing? I've got one of these stupid things. I don't know what else to say. That's it.
Dear Anna, just a small thought for you all. My son, who's doing mechanical engineering, spent a morning looking at Scottish national statistics, and he discovered, as an aside, I think he was getting fed up by his father's complete cynicism at the extent of Hong Kong flu. Anyway, he looked up Scottish national statistics, and lo and behold, he discovered that in 1999-2000, 5,200 odd people died of flu in Scotland. And to date, those who have died from COVID-19 number 4,180. 25% less than in 99-2000. There was no shutdown, there was no drama, there was no hullabaloo. I ask, what the hell is going on? We have a mortality rate in a healthy population of somewhere around 0.25%. 25% in measurement terms is just about impossible to record if you take in your recording errors. The world has gone mad, or rather the political classes have gone mad, but I think they were mad already. What has become clear is that the political classes are stupid beyond belief and infinitely ignorant. They are followers, not leaders. They do not understand numbers. All they want to do is be popular. And they try and outbid the other. If one says black, the other says white. I am reminded of Aristotle's description of democracy, where we're all afloat on a sailing vessel, and the sailing vessel runs into a storm. On the boat, there are several people who are master mariners, but in a democracy, we have an election, and we vote in somebody to steer the boat who hasn't a bloody clue about the sea, navigation or sailing. And as C.S. Lewis rightly said, When the world is charging towards a cliff edge and you're the only one running in the opposite direction, you are considered to be a madman. Nobody listens or takes an alternative view or even asks for a second opinion. I hope that makes sense. I'm sitting here in my tractor at 62 years of age wondering, WTF? Madness. Is someone spiking our water? Or somebody spiking a politician's water, more to the point? Can someone stop this, please? Keep up the good work. Speak to you later.
Hi Anna, my name's Fiona. I'm from the West Midlands and I'm an office worker, an executive assistant and also a practising homeopath, and I am 54 years old today. We went for a lovely lunch earlier, which was a surprisingly pleasant experience because I wasn't quite sure what to expect, but everyone in the restaurant was relaxed. The only difference being that the waiters and waitresses looked like they were all about to do a spot of welding in the kitchen, but it was great to get out and about and see people enjoying life. I have enjoyed all the videos that have been uploaded. I'm glad they go up gradually so I can watch them and not feel too overwhelmed. I can spare half an hour a day. And I resonate with all of them. I agree with all of them. There isn't much more I can add to everything that's already been said. But where I wanted to come from is as an alternative health practitioner. What I'm hearing is that people feel like the NHS is shut and they can't access services. So as we go through the summer and fast approach autumn winter, which is going to be a difficult season, I just wanted to let people know that there are alternatives ways to support your own health through these times. This is by no means any substitute for professional medical advice, but if you are finding it difficult to access that, then there are alternative ways. For me personally, I don't know what I would have done without homeopathy for me and my family, and I've made a list here of all the things that I've treated just within my own family. So these range from the coughs, colds, flu, to chest infection, ear infections, headaches, indigestion, hay fever, an allergic reaction to peanuts, bumps, bruises, sprains, physical traumas, also emotional traumas, griefs and anxiety, and that's just within our own family. As I say, I don't know what I would have done without homeopathy. The beautiful thing is it is so individualised. We don't treat diseases, we treat the person, and people exhibit different symptoms. So you might get a child who throws a very high fever very quickly, or you might get somebody older who gradually develops a fever over a few days, and these would be two completely different remedies, so completely individualised. So I wanted to offer people some hope, and if they wanted to find any more information, they can look at the British Homeopathic Association online, and from there you can find a homeopath in your area. And I want to thank you, Anna, for uploading all the videos, and thanks to everyone who's uploaded a video. I will continue to watch them. I've enjoyed everyone so far. I actually feel quite reassured that you're all out there and that we all think the same. And I hope everybody stays strong, stay well, and I look forward to watching more videos. Thank you.
Hi Anna, I'm Vivian, I'm 62, I live in the southwest and I'm an office support worker for a community healthcare company. In January, when we started to hear about what the stuff people were getting ill in China, I remember saying to my husband that for years I've been telling him that, I've been saying to him that it would never be a nuclear war that would kill off humankind, that it would be a virus, because we travel the world so much. There was going to be probably a cataclysmic event where something would be released or something would naturally occur and a virus would come along and kill us off. And then in January, when all this started kicking off, I remember looking at him and saying, this is it. I think this might be it. We started seeing all the lockdowns in China. We started seeing the supposed deaths from this new coronavirus. And yeah, I was scared. I will admit, to begin with, I was pretty scared. You know, we all, because it was what I'd imagined for quite some time. And they didn't do anything to stop it. They didn't shut the airports down. They didn't shut any emigration, nothing. It just was allowed to continue. And I thought, we better start being careful. So, like a lot of people, when I went shopping, I wore face covering, not masks, didn't have masks. So I used face coverings and only went out when I had to. My husband, because he'd had a heart attack, he's a food delivery driver. He was actually, in March, when we had lockdown, he was actually shielded from his work. It was pretty good. The company was very good, and they allowed him to shield for 15 weeks in the end. And as much as my husband believed it, and still does to a degree, I started to think, there's something wrong. There's just something wrong. When they started coming out with the amount of people that died, it was always, they just died with coronavirus. They never qualified whether it was with or from. Huge difference, in my opinion. And it got to the point where I thought, I can't be doing this. It is something, there is something major going on. And I started to dig, and I started to listen to things, and I started to talk to my niece, who's agrees with me, and my sister, who also agrees with me. I've tried to talk to others, but the fear is real. The fear that has been instilled by the government, been instilled by the damn BBC and the mainstream media. They have a lot to answer for, because this country, in some areas, some people are terrified. We have old people terrified to leave their homes without wearing a mask, and they can't breathe properly anyway. I just think that now something has to happen. As a people, as an island race, we need to start standing up and saying, no, no more. This is wrong. It's lies. That for whatever reason, and we all hope it's a good one, this has happened for a reason. But now is enough. Enough is enough. We want our lives back. We want our families back. So, good luck, and thank you, Anna, for giving us all a platform.